Let's get into it, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of Teed Up with Connor and Patrick. We have a guest here, roommate, friend, teammate, Austin Ash. He from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. People might know him as the guy that comes in and is shooting it. But that's what he's somewhat known as. But he obviously very, very good player in his own right. Very good high school player. Grew up, played AAU with him, and he's become somewhat of a fan favorite among the fans. Want a quick shout out Hames Homes. Hames Homes provides comfort, beauty, and value in Eastern Iowa. So shout out to them. Before we get it going, just a little bit of a preview. We're gonna hit on a little bit of Austin's high school career. We're gonna talk about his family. Great people, great family, and we're gonna go into some stuff on his runs on the scout team, his runs in some games, his run on road trips, and some notorious dance moves that he pulls out from time to time. And we got a lot of stories with this one. I've been living with him for a while, so we'll definitely get into it. But first of all, Double A, how we doing? What's been going on? How you feeling tonight?
It's going well. Just been getting ready for Indiana. Happy to hop on the podcast with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We're filming this Wednesday night. We got Indiana tomorrow night on Thursday night. So hopefully we can get a decent crowd to come out. The crowds have kind of been lacking recently. I have not been very happy with obviously the people that have come have been great, but people who are staying home, we're gonna need a little bit better throughout the season. That's a call to action.
Some better weather that would help.
Yeah, some better weather helps, but we go to every other Big Ten arena is sold out, and we're half full at best. We need a little better. But all right, let's get into it. Double A. I want to start on your family. That is such obviously very, very close family. Your dad, Carrie, very well known. Your mom is so amazing. Your sister, Emily. Just go into how you kind of grew up and how influential they all were in your game. I know that Carrie was definitely hard on you, but that tough love in terms of kind of the way that you were brought up, and his love for the game and your love for Iowa, and just hit on a little bit of that.
Yeah, so family was huge for me when it comes to the game of basketball. I grew up with two coaches. A lot of people don't know that. My dad obviously coached at Cedar Rapids Jefferson for 20-some years, and my mom actually has been coaching middle school girls basketball at Taft for I think over 20 years as well, with a lot of 9-0 seasons in there and some city champs. So she knows how to coach the game as well. But ever since I can remember as a little kid, probably ever since about the age of 5, ever since I started going to preschool, I remember I'd look forward to all day going to practice after school, watching those Jefferson practices. Anytime there's a side hoop open, sneaking over there and getting some shots up, or just taking in all that knowledge over the years, and then just shooting after practice with my dad. Hours and hours, as you guys know, that's how you get to this level. And just like you said, how it works with dad as your coach. A lot of tough love, especially in that like 5th grade, 6th grade level when everybody's starting to get good and stuff like that. But also the amount of hours I put in my mom in the backyard at home was crazy. There'd be nights where it'd be 10 or 11 o'clock at night and 30-degree weather. We'd be shoveling off the snow off the sport court in the backyard, and I got to make 20 out of 25 threes before I can go inside, and I'll get like 19 out of 24 going into that last shot. And she's praying. I see her, she's freezing. Her fingers are cold and everything like that. She's praying it goes in, and I'll miss that last one and 19 out of 25. And nope, we're not going inside. We got to stay till we get it. So she's definitely impacted my basketball career just as much as my dad has. And they both have been there every step of the way, including my sister, who's come. You guys see her down at the game. She's a huge supporter of me, and has come to all my games and stuff like that ever since high school and the AAU days back when we were playing with the Barnstormers.
Has your sister always been a big supporter? Because
I would say, like when she was in high school and she had her show choir, stuff like that, and obviously the high school drama, hanging out with friends every weekend. She didn't make as many tournaments back then, But now as she's gotten older, she's been she's come. I bet she's only missed a handful of home games since my freshman year.
Oh, once we got to college, she's been amazing for sure. And I'm sure at points in high school too. But I remember a tournament and a story. Carrie Carrie told me that she came to a couple of your tournaments at AAU when we were in like 7th, 8th grade, and
It's in the car.
she refused to come inside. Like she sat in the car. Like he told me, like he would ask her, like, "Yo, Emily, like let's go, come inside." And she's,
Yeah.
"Nope, I hate basketball. I hate Austin. I don't want to watch. Like, why am I coming inside?" Like,
Her relationship's definitely grown since their younger middle school days. It's good stuff.
no, that I still remember that. Like, I mean, Carrie's got stories on story. You know,
Yeah.
Ash for mayor, like that was going for a while. Like I don't know how serious that was. We'll get going.
Because he's approachable. Was that the slogan?
Number one slogan. Yep. Talk to anybody. That was his
Patrick,
thing.
would you vote for him?
Duh.
Yeah, we'll make it official. Kerry Ash for mayor. I don't know when the next election is for Cedar Rapids, but he'll be on the ballot.
I was gonna say, can we get him on the ballot? Like
this is like campaign director Brownie.
I think it'd be good. Frank Garza, maybe.
Frank Garza.
They know Carrie Brownie, like talk about people who know people in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when we went to his retirement party, that wasn't a party. That was like that was a gathering of thousands of people. That like there wasn't normally when you have a party, like you go to somebody's house, like that couldn't have been held in a house. It would have been possible.
There's a lot of planning that went into that. We knew there was going to be a lot of people.
Dude, it was
Guy's popular. What do you want me to say? Guy's popular.
You're not from Cedar Rapids if you don't know Kerry Ash or Jeremy Brown.
Or Marty.
Or Marty Luther Looney. Shout out Marty.
All right. Well, as we get to talk about them, I think we have to cover some cards. Like that. I mean, Patrick, you've been getting into the card game. You know, that's something. I mean, you've played definitely, but the Euchre side is something that you still haven't. What, Patrick? You need to learn. How come you haven't learned yet?
I know how to play. I think I just need to be given an opportunity to play. I'm very content, like sitting on the side, but I'm pretty sure I know how to play. I've played before.
You definitely know the rules because I think I taught you up at the lake one time.
Strategy might not be my thing, but like I think I know like what to play, like how to like what cards to lay, all that kind of stuff.
So for those of you who don't know, Austin and I we're not. I think it's safe to say we're not good. We're very good.
Elite.
Like we're elite. We've won money in legitimate tournaments. So I think it's safe to say we've kind of reached a level of definitely some Euchre stature. If you don't know how to play Euchre, look it up. It's a great game. And definitely you were the one that got me into it, Austin. And how, I mean, you're a gambler. Everyone around us knows it. I feel like it needs to be portrayed now that it's on the pod, a lot of other people are going to know it too. You're always looking.
By the way, he's 23. It's legal.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's legal. It's 23.
Started Connor, surprisingly, as my dad grew up playing Euchre in Postville with Marty, who we've already mentioned, and guys like that. He didn't teach me. I think I learned from like Nicholas freshman year or something like that, and Cordell and those guys. We would just play on road trips.
Freshman year?
Actually, no, I did. I think I did know how to play a little bit in high school, but it definitely took a big jump.
Shout out St. Breezy.
Yeah, shout out Cordell, Nicholas, Jack Nanji, those guys. We used to have some battles. I remember in the Cayman Islands, we played a ton there. We had done a bunch of downtime, played a lot, but
maybe we shouldn't have been playing there. We should have been
off those games. That was when Jordan had that. Jordan said something to the media where he said, relax, because we lost the first 2 games. And then later on, he said it wasn't because we lost the 2 games. He said it because I was yelling at him because we were Euchre partners and we were losing. I don't know if you remember that, Connor.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that. You told me he kept reneging.
Yeah,
he kept, so and like games with big money on the line.
He really didn't know how to play, but he did his best.
That's the biggest. I should be more patient, Patrick. That's honestly why like we haven't played as much with you. I need to be better with that, but I just can't. Like it's so annoying playing with people that like don't know how to play, and it's not fair.
Mhm.
to those others that are trying to learn. It's a very difficult game to learn, but like I just don't think it's as fun playing with people who don't know how to play.
Do you guys know how to play spades? Isn't it kind of like spades?
Mm.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's not like
I know how to play spades, but it's not it's similar to spades in the sense that like you have to follow suit, but
you like try to get tricks and stuff.
yeah, there's tricks and you gotta follow suit, but there's definitely different rules and different. I mean, you play with different sets of cards. It's a great game. Austin and I took what was it, AA second place in a tournament up in Mount Vernon
Mount Vernon
against
Classic. Yep. Scores Bar and Grill.
Scores Bar and Grill. We took second. That was, I mean, that was big time. That was big time.
There were some sharks there too. Those guys play every day.
No, those are some sharks, and there's all different kinds too. Like we play. I mean, you could play partner. You could play pepper. Like
Yeah.
we played individual. We played 3-person. We played 4-person individually.
Right.
You go down the line.
Mhm.
And I mean, yeah, it's definitely had some money thrown around on some road trips, like you said, Cordell and Nicholas.
Yeah, you gotta find things to do on road trips. I know we obviously played a ton of cards. We got into some Mario Kart last year on a couple road trips. That was fun. Gotta switch it up.
I think we need to bring that back.
That was a good time. I think we did what we did last year. We had 3 teams of 3, and after you finished a lap, you had to pass it to your partner as you crossed the finish line for a lap. That got heated. We got a couple noise complaints, I think.
Yeah, we did.
I think Al shut that down.
Yeah, he was like, "Why are you guys bringing Mario Karts? Like, what do you want us to do in the rooms, Al?"
Especially over COVID, like we literally couldn't do anything. We couldn't even leave the room. Like we couldn't.
Yeah.
It's like
Mario Kart.
yeah, but I'm pretty
fun.
sure Al said no more, no mas.
We'll bring it back.
Bring it back.
Also, like on road trips, you've been notorious for. So the structure of a road trip, to everyone who does not know, we'll fly in or drive in, depending on how far it is. And whether or not we practice there, just kind of depends on the timing and whatnot. But we'll get there, and let's say we had practiced at Carver earlier in the day. So we'll get there, we'll get to the hotel, we'll meet, we'll watch film, then we'll go out to dinner as a team, and we'll go to usually a nice restaurant or something, or we'll have some food in the hotel. Then we'll watch film again. Then we'll have team dessert or whatever, and then we'll watch film again. But then from that point on, around 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock until whenever you go to bed, you're on your own. Like there's nothing to do. So especially over breaks when you don't have any homework, and trust me, a lot of guys aren't really focused on their homework on the road trip anyway, so it doesn't matter. But there's not a lot to do, so we'll play cards. And then, Austin, you've been notorious for ordering pizza and extra food around midnight, 1 a.m. on pretty much every road trip since freshman year. Can you confirm or deny?
Yeah, no, the rumors are true. It depends on the time, depends when you get hungry. But like you said, we eat at 6 or 7, and I don't know. Some usually the meals are pretty good, but sometimes occasionally they're not, or they mess up an order, or whatever. So you gotta try out the local spots. Try to stay away from the Domino's and the Papa John's on the road. And sometimes you gotta ask around. When I was younger, I'd ask the older guys if they've had pizza at some of the places, because Jordan, I don't think he does it anymore, but he had a stretch when he was younger where he would order from the local places as well. But gotta try it out, and then if it's good, get it the next time you come back. Or not, you gotta change it up. But somewhere we just didn't have pizza open past like 11 o'clock, and all the local places were closed. I think it was Madison. All of them were closed.
Yeah, I was Ash's roommate. I think it was at Purdue this year. And like Ash was on the phone, so it was on Luke Laquetta to get a pizza. That was just like, Luke, great guy, love Luke, but he really struggled ordering that pizza.
I'll order for Domino's within a 5-mile radius.
Yeah, he called like 3 different Domino's. None of them answered. They were all closed, but like he's like, it says they're open online. I was like, well, King, they just told you they're closed. And I was providing no help because I wanted Luke to figure it out for himself. And then Austin was on the phone and just gave King too much responsibility. So that just kind of fell through, but it was definitely a very interesting thing for me to watch just from a distance. I enjoyed myself.
It's pretty funny.
King, we can task him. We call Luke Luquetta King. Just disclaimer there. No reason. Well, there is a reason, but we can't get into it. But he is a character, and he will be somebody who fans come to love in the coming years as well. I'm sure. I am sure of that. And as we get on him, let's get into some scout team. Let's get into some scout team stuff. For those of you who don't know, pretty much every team in college basketball is going to have some type of scout team that helps the rest of the team, become accustomed to how the other team's going to play. Whether you're picking up on some sets that they're doing, you're picking up on just the style of play, defensive tendencies, all of those kind of things. You'll have the scout team, and they will emulate, for like what Indiana does. We'll talk as we're going into tomorrow. And Austin has been a leader on the scout team for 4 years now, and just been giving out free buckets for the longest time. He's known for kind of his he gets a bad rap because he makes a lot of BS, but all of that aside, he gets a lot of very normal buckets as well. Step back threes from 30 feet, late shot clock, floaters in the lane, fadeaways, right hand, left hand. It doesn't really matter. He's gonna give them out. And I played on scout team with Austin. Patrick played on scout team with Austin, and he's always. He's just been that guy. He's always the other team's best player. He's gonna, whoever's guarding him, he's gonna get shots up regardless of whether or not. He's always gonna get shots up, and a lot of. He's had 30-point days on the starters like that. That's a fact. So I want to shout out one that Patrick. Patrick, you were here. It was your redshirt year. The Cincinnati scout.
I remember that.
Dude, what'd you have, Ash?
I don't know. We were on the zone segment for like 15 minutes. I think it was like 35 or 37.
We couldn't get a stop. So like we were playing zone, and you were shooting from like 35 feet.
Yeah, it was.
And they weren't touching the net.
And he was getting mad, but like I was like, they're not playing bad defense. Like, not much you can do when you're rolling.
You shoot that one shot where you kind of throw the ball out into the corner.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, Patrick?
Yes, and he takes like the 4-step back where he like chops them and then like shoots the fadeaway.
Left foot forward, and yeah.
It's probably a travel, but like no one calls it because you would think that he would never go in, but I think he makes that like an 80% clip.
No, he actually does. He practices shots like that, like just like insane shots. And then he'll miss one, and he'll be like, "That's a good shot." It's like it was off one leg from 26 feet. Like it probably wasn't a good shot, but he thinks he can make it. And that's hey, more power to him.
You can get it off and go in.
The tunnel shot.
Underhand.
He's also giving people concussions from the tunnel shot. Not confirmed, but very close.
No, that's confirmed. Pretty much.
But yeah, going off what you said, Connor, about like the scout team stuff. For my freshman year, definitely, you were on the scout team with me that year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't really know, like in high school, we never really had a scout team or stuff like that. So didn't really know what to expect. So I had to kind of follow like Riley Till and those Charlie Rose, some guys like that. And then after that, kind of took the reins on that. And it's a big deal. There's been games probably in the last 3 years where the scout team's not on top of their stuff, and you can definitely tell that in the game. Or there's times where the scout team is running the stuff really well, and maybe like because usually when we do scout team, it's 2 days. The first day we'll play really well, and then the second day they guard the stuff really well, and the next thing you know, we pitch a 60-point score for the other team and stuff like that. So it's something that you have to take pride in. It's not easy. Going up against Luka Garza, Keegan Murray, Connor McCaffery, Patrick McCaffery. There's some days where you get knocked on your ass. You just got to get up and keep battling. But it's an important job, and you just got to keep working.
Scout team is demoralizing. I realized that because like if you play well on scout team, like coach starts screaming. Like
Yep.
they freak out. It's like, well, what the like they're just all pissed. So it's like we're like kind of in our own little like huddle, like, yeah, but then like really like every other part of practice is like bad, like if we play well. Whereas like if you don't play well, like it goes well for the other team and like you just feel terrible about yourself. Like in like some segments where like we'll get drilled and it's a lose-lose sometimes. It's just kind of demoralizing. I was able to
Some
realize
days are
that.
better than others. Some days are better than others.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's pretty much always a lose-lose.
No, it's a lose-lose.
It's pretty, because then like, I mean, I've had like everyone's had days where then they get mad, and that like, I mean, sometimes and like it's not like you know C, we don't really have refs in practice. We have
Right.
C and Ben. It's not like they're like out there calling every foul either. So like, you know, if you get hacked or something, it's not like everything is getting called. You're not shooting foul shots.
Well, that's the one thing. You make a good move, or like over the years, like Luke has just been hacking Michael, and then on the other end, like Patrick or Keegan's just tomahawk dunking on on somebody else. That's like we just got hammered. Doesn't matter.
Well,
And then we start screaming.
Yeah.
literally screaming. But like another thing too, like we're talking about scout team. People need to understand like how, I mean, Austin, you are definitely one of the smartest basketball players I know and have ever played with, obviously. But like for everyone else that has been on scout team, like they need, and people that don't know about it, you need to realize like how difficult it is. You are learning, first of all, you need to know our sets, and we have a pretty extensive playbook for those who don't know. And then every single game you're learning, I mean, you're learning a completely new set of plays from multiple positions. So like Austin might play like this week, he'll emulate Parker Stewart, the two guard from Indiana. But then like last game he was Brad Davison, and the game before that he was Eric Ayala. And you're learning Maryland sets. You're learning Wisconsin. Like we've been playing against Wisconsin for 12 years. Like we know some of the sets they're going to run. We don't all of them, obviously, but some of the stuff that we try to do, like we know that, and so he needs to learn their plays, and then he needs to come back and learn Indiana's plays, and then he needs to come back and learn Minnesota's plays on Friday, and completely flush all the stuff. And so that, I mean, you got to like appreciate really how difficult that can be, and how smart of a player and how cerebral you need to be in all of those situations. So I mean, all of you have been, Patrick and we've done it. It's not easy, but
No.
no,
It takes about, yeah, like you said, it takes about an hour. It's usually 30 minutes before 30 minutes before practice, and 30 minutes again, right? When you guys are lifting or going over some more film and stuff like that. It's some of those scouts, there's 25, 30 plays. Obviously we condense it a little bit, but you got to be locked in. And sometimes, like you said, I'll have to know like the point guard position and the shooting guard position, or someone doesn't know the plays that well. You got to know his position too, because you got to help him out. So, but I've definitely learned some good quick hitters over the years. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. You definitely get a lot of good X and O stuff. I mean,
Definitely.
a lot of good coaches that you're copying some.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about like which scouts are like hard, like as somebody on scout team, or should we not do that?
We can get into it. I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, what teams it's harder to like learn about and stuff?
Like, because like some teams, like what they do isn't very complicated. I won't say those teams, because I feel like that's kind of just rude. But then like there's like teams where it's like I remember Northwestern AA. Remember that one my freshman year? That one was brutal because they had like a million sets and they ran this continuity that made no sense. Yeah. And they kept screwing it up, and Spru screamed at them. It was
yeah, Northwest Collins has always put in a bunch of quick hitters. Like he changes his plays all the time. They run a lot of good stuff. Purdue runs a lot of. They have their action takes a while to learn too.
No, it does.
It's
like all coded and stuff. It's insane.
Yeah, that's always a fun one.
No, I just remember freshman year when Aiden we were trying to run one of the Northwestern's plays, and Aiden had to do something before I had to do something, and I didn't know what I was doing either. Spru was screaming at Aiden for like 20 minutes, but because Aiden had to do something before I did, so he was like screaming at Aiden, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing either, and I kept doing the wrong thing, and then eventually I got, oh my god, that was awesome.
I feel like a lot of things get put on Austin's head too. Don't you think, Patrick?
Yeah.
If something's going wrong, it's like his fault.
Yeah, or Grant's.
I definitely have to ask. That definitely happens a lot. Oh, Ash getting together or stuff like that. But I like it. I like taking the ownership on it. It's been fun over the years.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're about halfway through. We're gonna take a quick break. We want to shout out Hames Homes again. Hames Homes provides comfort, beauty, and value in Eastern Iowa.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 5 of Teed Up with my less important co-host and important guest, Austin Ash. Ash, so your dance moves are something that I think has been documented within like kind of our community a little bit, but maybe to like our fans don't really understand like how, I'm not going to say good, how willing of a dancer you are, and how I would say willing is the best way to put it. And like you really are excited to show off some of your new moves to, especially to a lot of our teammates who actually can dance. So I want to start off with a story about on your, it was your 23rd, are you 22 or you're 23, right?
23.
Yeah, it's your 23rd birthday this summer. We went to a bar, a karaoke bar late at night. We're all 21, so we're allowed to do this, all right? And it's the summer. We can do whatever we want. And and I'll digress. But now, anyways, Ash went on this stage and participated in the karaoke. And we also may not have gotten in some trouble beforehand for booing the previous contestants. Shout out Michael Bear. We may or may not have been booing them, but they were doing great. And then Ash went on the stage and performed a very, very solid rendition of Party in the USA, and may or may not have removed his shirt during the performance on the stage. So, Double A, would you like to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, it was a fun night. I think that was our first time hanging out with like Philip all together too. So I think it was like a big welcome sight for him. He was like, "Oh, you guys are pretty fun." He was telling me about that. But yeah, I've been to this particular place a few times and never actually got called up to do the karaoke, which was honestly devastating. A night ruiner, some would say. So then when I got the name called on the birthday, I had to go all out. And then when I was up there, I could tell that the people were vibing with me. And I saw a couple people Connor was on it from the jump, like, take your shirt off. And so I, to the rhythm of the song, kind of took it off for a little bit, waved it around, gave the people what they want. But that was a good night. It was a fun time.
Austin's go-to in any excited situation is usually to remove a piece of clothing.
Yeah.
Like
typically the shirt.
It could be shirt. It's been pants. Like, I'm gonna be honest. It's been pants. Like, he'll drop them just a little bit and then give a little high knee, and like that's like his arm. Like, that's his celebration of choice.
I get excited a lot.
So that's been kind of what he goes to. I mean, but I've documented it on my Snap story multiple times. I would bring that out, but we can't get into it. We said only PG-13 stories. So we're going to do that. We're only going to do that. But Patrick, I mean, like you said, like he's kind of, the kid just lets it loose. I don't know.
He does. He's also, something I've noticed about Double A is he's also the king of like one-liners. Like, he's got some great one-liners. Like, I'm trying to think of some examples that like I can say on the pod, but like something will happen and he'll just pipe up with something that's just, I'm trying to think of some examples, but I can't right now.
It doesn't relate to whatever's going on. Something.
Yeah. He's always got something. And sometimes like it always makes sense, but sometimes it's like more extreme than other times, if that makes sense. But like,
tell me about Clark.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
We can probably tell that story.
That was a good one. Yeah, we can get into that. All right. So Riley Mulvey he's a freshman and he has some, I don't know what it is, but
cyclical vomiting syndrome. It's called SVC for short. That's what Riley calls it. Basically, he needs to like get 10 hours of sleep And he's really good at it. He's really good at getting 10 hours of sleep. He's able to calculate it all out. You know, if we have to wake up then, he's got to wake up here, whatever.
Hold on. It's not hard to calculate that out.
It's not, but he's really on top of it.
Made it seem like it was a struggle.
No, it's not a struggle, but he's really quick. He already knows that he can't go to class on Thursday because we're gonna get back from Rutgers late. So he's already emailing his teachers. But he's like, so he has, it's called a cyclical vomiting syndrome. So basically, like, if he'll get really sick. So he's a very heavy sleeper. Peyton Sanford, his roommate, can attest to that. He's a very heavy sleeper. So Connor, take it away.
No, we were at Virginia and we had to I think it was probably 11:30 and we might have had I think we had an early shoot around. Like I want to say like a 9 a.m. shoot around or something. So he had to be asleep early and we're all still awake, obviously. And we walk into the room and like Peyton's like, yo, you can do whatever you want to him. You just can't touch him. So we're screaming, like trying to wake him up, just messing with him. And Austin, you got it, Ash. You got it.
All right. So it was just like, I don't know. We had like, when we do, before the games, we have like scouting reports, stuff like that. And I think before this game, Riley had messed up a question is why I said the joke. And so, I mean, Riley knows all the questions, but he just got stumped one time. And Clark was the best player for Virginia. So I just yelled that, tell me about Clark. Thought that might wake him up a little bit, but no, it didn't. We yelled pretty loud, and I don't think this will be the first time he'll know about it. If he listens to
He has no idea.
He didn't budge, did not budge.
He had earphones in though, so he sleeps with something in his ears. But.
Yeah, no, he does. He's a character. All right, I want to throw it back a little bit to freshman year Europe trip.
Ooh.
We're in Switzerland, okay, and we had per diem. Okay, so when we were in Europe freshman year on our trip, we got a certain amount of money that went to, okay, if you're out without the team and you need a little bit of food, you can buy that. If you want to get bring your mom back like a souvenir or something like that, do that. So this money was supposed to be used for good things, but believe it or not, most of us just went with that money to the casino in Switzerland. So we're in Switzerland. I had never been to a casino. We're 18. So like we're 18, 19 years old. And in Europe, you can gamble at those ages, but not in America. So like we had never been. But Austin had previously turned 18 and in Minnesota, the gambling age is only 18.
Right.
So he had just gotten back from hitting a huge jackpot, right, Double A?
I think I did well, but I don't think it was anything crazy.
I thought you won like $1,000 or something on like quads or something. Anyway, we're in Europe and he comes up to me. We're at the casino and he's like, "Yo, Connor, like I got a game for you, bro. Like ultimate Texas Hold'em. You can't lose. You can't lose. It's impossible. It is impossible to lose. I just need like $200 to play with. I'll quadruple your money. Like don't even worry about it." And I'm like, "Bro, like let's go." Definitely. I'll let you say what?
Wiped clean.
Clean. Like
they didn't play with the American rules. They just took it. Took it.
You came back to me with $0. I didn't know any better. I mean,
none of us did. I mean, really, I knew a little bit because I'd been in Minnesota, but are you going to get into the best part of the story? Or you want me to take it away?
You got it. I don't want to take your thunder.
No, you're good. The story's been exaggerated over the years, but it is a pretty big number. And Coach McCaffery has told the story a couple of times as well. But there was about 5 of us at a table. I don't know. Cordell was definitely there. I think Courtney was there.
Brady was there.
Brady was there. We're all there. And like people are whatever. We have a lot of downtime. Everybody's having fun, whatever. And all of a sudden, it went like 10 or 12 hands of blackjack in a row. And I really wasn't even betting that much. And next thing you know, someone looked over and was like, you have $1,000 in chips in front of you. I don't even know what the currency was there, whatever it's called. But I was like, holy smokes. And then like me and Jack Nungy were about to leave and we're about to go back. And then Jack was like, you know what? I want to I want to go back. I think I want to try like roulette or whatever it was. And sure enough, I sat back down at the same table, started, it seemed easy, was going to do the same thing, turn it right back into 1,000. About an hour later, not even all that gone. I think I had one hand where I had 3 or 4 aces, split them. Next thing you know, all that hard work was gone. But it's a pretty good gambling story. There was Coach McCaffery tells it better than I do, but
It was like a $600 or $700 swing.
no, it was crazy. It was
Because
I've never seen that many aces in my life. I had like 6 aces at one time.
That was it was perfect for us. Like we needed that because like
Yeah.
I thought we walked in and we thought we solved the casino.
We thought it was sweet. Yeah, and I've been to Vegas. I've been to X amount of casinos. I don't have a better gambling story than that one. Like it was, we couldn't lose. Everybody at the table was making money. I made a little more than everybody, but I mean, it was like blackjack, dealer bust. And I came back and it was still going good, but then there was just that one hand where I just kept splitting, and then it was crazy.
I remember when we were in Vegas for Summer League, I don't think Austin went to sleep.
It's town.
I think Austin was up all night for how long were we there? Like 3 days?
Craps tables were hot with Big Perk.
With what?
With Big Perk.
Oh, Big Perk.
That's a good story.
Who should tell that story?
I mean, I'll tell. It's pretty simple. We were in the Aria with Luca Garza and was Tyler Cook with us too at the time?
No, TC.
Maybe not that day.
But all these NBA players are around. Like it really was a cool sight to see, and they're all throwing around hundreds and thousands of dollars at craps, blackjack, whatever. And Kendrick Perkins was playing dice, and I yelled over him, "Hey, Big Perk, how them dice rolling?" He looks at me. I didn't think he was gonna say. Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna say, and he goes, "Yeah."
Which we took for the fact that he was down at least 10 G's. Like if he was like that upset about it, he was down big.
He could have been up 10 G's. We don't know, but
based on his body language, he was down 10 G's.
We also were previously playing we were playing blackjack with Luca, and we're playing with a certain very famous Philadelphia point guard, and he's got 76er stuff on, and we're playing, and Austin is like screaming like monkey like at the dealer for a bust, and he's dancing at the table, and then he turns to me, he's like, yo, like that guy looks familiar, like who is that? And I'm like, yo, like that's Jameer Nelson.
It looks a lot different now than when he played, though, to be fair. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Shout out Jameer if he's listening. I've never seen someone take a bathroom break in the middle of a blackjack hand. He's like, "Yeah, I'll stay. I'll be back." In the middle of a hand. That was crazy.
You gotta go.
He won the hand.
Yeah, he did.
But then they weren't going to pay him, like, because he left. But then, like, I think they realized, like, the pit boss came over.
Yeah.
They're like, they realized who it was. And they're like, no, you pay him. You pay him out. You pay him. He deserves it.
Give that man his money. He was having fun, though. He was liking it.
No, he was. He also, we walked over. Remember what he said to you when we first walked over?
Yeah, he was like, "You guys better know how to play." Right? Yeah. And then he didn't. Then he was like waiting to see if someone was going to tell him what to do on that. So I was like, "I'll tell him. You got to hit that. Got to hit that 12."
That was before you knew who it was.
Yeah.
You're like, gotta hit it.
And he busted.
It was like, I think he had like 250 out on that.
I mean, what's 250 to Jameer?
I don't know. Maybe nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe nothing.
I just remember you guys weren't allowed to watch me play. I wouldn't let you guys watch me play because whenever you guys watched me, especially Connor, I would lose.
Yeah.
So I would shoo you guys away whenever you'd come over to watch me because then I'd go on a heater.
That entire trip for me was just bad luck.
You lost so much money you could like barely play.
I got wiped.
Yeah,
bad. And it was quick too. Like it was in the first like couple days. Like it was like the first night I got wiped pretty bad, and I didn't really get back into it.
Yeah.
We were casino hopping. Ash, you were just like, you were playing more games than we were. I pretty much was just playing blackjack and pie gow.
Mm-hmm. Me and Luca had a good run at the Aria and Blackjack one of the nights.
I did too.
No, you guys were on fire.
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, we had like 6 or 7 in a row. We were down and then we hit like 6 or 7 in a row.
On fire. Wasn't I think TJ Warren and his girlfriend were playing at the table too with us.
Yeah, no, there was a bunch of Tyler Hero was playing craps. It was awesome. It felt like a movie, honestly. Like because Aria's so big, there's people everywhere and like everybody's posse's with them and stuff.
You could see Tyler Hero's watch from like at least 100 yards away.
Yeah,
I don't know what that cost, but like,
yeah.
And then there's like the rookies who like aren't old enough yet to gamble, so they're like walking up and down, like because you can't even stay and watch. So you're like walking up and down, like they're just out here looking for stuff to do, girls, whatever. But they're just like walking back and forth.
It's also guys that have games at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 2:33 in the morning, and they're chucking dice across the table.
Yeah, no, there was one, and then the next day, I remember I looked at his line. He was like 2 for 13, like something like that.
Yeah, we won't name drop.
No, we cannot, absolutely not. But like, got a rough one.
I just remembered this. When we were in Austin, or when we were in Europe, Austin, I thought that I solved roulette.
Roulette.
Remember?
Yeah, no, I remember. I kept telling you, dude, like it's not, the math is not in your favor.
I was like, bro, like you have it. I think I said like, dude, like everything in this is 50-50, but like this method I'm doing, like it's 67%. Like it's 2/3 of the time you're getting it.
It was like what your thought process was right, but you didn't realize you were betting 200 to win $100. Because but you were so what Connor was doing was he was betting on like the first 12 and the last 12, so he had 24 of the 36 numbers covered, and he thought it was the success. But then he hit it the first time. He's like, oh, this is nice. But then when you lose, the middle number hits, you actually lose double your bet. So
finance major.
Yeah.
I hit like my first 2, and then I think I let one of them ride, and I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I said, we got very humbled on this trip, just for the record. Like it was bad. We needed it. We needed to get wiped because otherwise it would have created some monsters. So I'm glad that I got wiped, and I'm sure Austin is too, because we've been better because of it.
I feel like definitely the awake, like when you turn 18 or you go to Minnesota or you turn 21, it's like, oh, I can beat the casino. But like, no, you can't. There's a reason the lights are always on and they never close.
Ever.
Nope.
There was another day when we all went up. I think it was sophomore year, wasn't it? Yeah. No, sophomore year. Remember, Drew Wolf came over, and he picked us up, and we all drove to Minnesota.
Oh yeah, and every single person won. Yeah,
except me.
Except you.
I was.
Do you ever win, dude? Do you ever win?
Yeah, I win.
Vegas. That's a good story. The time we had the tournament in Vegas, Connor had 4 of a kind on video poker for about $800.
Yeah, that was big.
I have a video.
And then I hit like, it was like the first time I'd ever played Pai Gal. That trip was insane, bro. We walked in, Austin, we're playing video poker. I hit it for like 800, and then we went and played Pai Gal that night. I hit like a straight flush, and I hit quads. Like that was like the first time I'm like, bro, this is the easiest game ever. Like
that was a fun trip. We should have won
all the time.
That tournament.
Sure enough, just so you know, you do not hit those all the time.
No.
You very much can get taken without a doubt. But yeah, let's cover some basketball stuff quick though before we get into the draft. I mean, everybody knows you as kind of like you come in and you can you shoot NBA threes, whatever. Your turnaround 3 against Iowa State is iconic, obviously, but I don't think people realize like how good of an actual scorer that you are, like how good of a scorer you truly are. So I just want you to get into like your mindset. Like you are as confident as any player I've ever played with. So just get like, where does that come from? Like where did you develop that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say somewhere around like 6th or 7th grade. And I think I've always been, I mean, you know me, both of you guys. Everything I do, I kind of have a good amount of confidence, whether it's playing a board game or playing euchre, playing basketball. But I think when it comes from basketball, it's just the thousands of reps that I put in. Like even if I miss 6 or 7 threes in a row and the next one I shoot's a step back 3 or a floater going to my left, like I think it's going in just because I know I've hit that shot before. And I put in the time to do that and stuff like that. And I think it's just, that's what makes me, I feel like if I didn't have that confidence, like I wouldn't be the player that I am today. Like I've always kind of been someone that looks at me and is like, oh, this guy's just a shooter. This guy is not good enough to play at this level, or anybody can guard this guy. But, if I had to take that with a little bit of chip on my shoulder and then have that confidence to step up against someone who's a really good defender in front of me and be able to make that play, just knowing that I have to create that edge somewhere. There's some people lack confidence, where I always have that thing where I'm ready to pull at any moment and stuff like that. And like you said, not just being able to shoot the three, whether it's taking true dribbles to the left, shot fake, one-legged fall away, wherever I am on the court, just expecting that shot to go in and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like you put forth so much swagger that like you make Patrick, you can answer this too. Like I feel like he puts forth so much that he makes people believe that he actually has an edge, like more so than like the average human in terms of not like just shooting, but like in terms of things that are truly luck based, like whether it's rolling dice, flipping a coin, like it doesn't matter. Like I feel like he has so much like just kind of an aura about him that he would make you think that he actually has a one up on you, even though yeah.
Keep going. No, like he can convince people to like do things that like they probably like just can't do. but like he can be so convincing. Like I'm trying to think of like an example. I don't know. Like, but like he's very convincing and he's very confident in pretty much everything that he does, and he's incredibly competitive.
Yeah.
So like he could give you a horrible idea. Like he'll tell you something like you should do this or whatever, and it's just like probably not the best idea. Like kind of a high risk, high reward situation, I would say most of the time. And he'd be like, well, like basically just this needs to happen, and then you're fine. Like it's like
then you're a millionaire. Like
yeah.
It's really not that hard. Like I don't know why no one's thought of this before. Like,
There's been times where I was in growing up, even before like middle school, my mom's like, Austin, the football game's over, the basketball game's over. They're not coming back. I'm like, Mom, they hit the next 3 threes in the next 9 seconds. The game's died. It's not over.
It's like, yeah, Mom. Like
actually, good story to that. God, I should. We need Ben Sheridan on the show. I should know it. I want to say the Capital One Bowl in 2005 or 6, whatever. And my mom actually turned off the game. It was the Drew Tate to I can't think of the receiver's name. Anyways, what's a famous play, Connor? I'm sure you've seen it against LSU, where Iowa was down 4 or 5 points, and we throw a 60-yard touchdown at the buzzer. I'm like, my mom turns the TV off, and I was like, Mom, let's just check. And as we turn, I still remember this. It was probably my longest memory from now. I was 6 or 7 years old. We turn it on, and he's catching the ball going into the end zone at the buzzer. Crazy. A good story.
You and your family are some of the biggest Iowa fans that there are. Like, I mean, Carrie, your mom is very, very competitive in her own right, and she is a huge Iowa fan, huge Cub fan, like maybe more so than your dad. But like just you've been Iowa football fan, Iowa basketball fan, tailgating at games, like your entire family for your entire life. So like now, I remember Carrie called my dad when you first like committed or whatever, and he told him, like, he was like, oh, like, I cried, like I have no, that it's just, I feel like it's just so special, with the bond that you guys have and your connection to Iowa. I mean, your dad, you've told stories about his time, your mom and your dad's time here, just going to games and whatnot, growing up, whether it's following JU, all the way through college or through high school, through college, and then coming in and being in play here. It's just been awesome to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's definitely been like, it's becoming more real, but the first couple of years, it felt, every time I put on the jersey, I was like, can't believe, obviously I put in the work throughout my high school years to get bigger, faster, stronger, to work for that. But I mean, ever since I was in 8th grade, I actually wrote a letter to myself. I'm not even sure I told you this. I wrote a letter to myself it was an English class, And the teacher said, we'll send it back to you your senior year. And I didn't even say I was going to be, I specifically wrote, I'm going to walk on to the University of Iowa when I was, I don't even know, 14 or 13 years old. Just kind of crazy to see that come true. And obviously, like you said, I've been coming to games since I was a kid, sitting by you at the games, watching Jared Uthoff play, Matt Gatens, Eric May, guys like that. And to see it come true it's pretty special for my family.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I didn't know that. I mean, I feel like there's very few things that I don't know about you, but I didn't know that. That's amazing. That is awesome. Let's get into the draft. I feel like we covered a lot there, and now it's time for the true attraction of our draft. We're gonna keep it going with the 4-person draft because we still have a couple more brother episodes that we're gonna do. And I just think the 4-person works better. So we're going to welcome a special guest, similar to we had Maggie on last week with Luca. We're going to have Gracie on this week. So welcome, Gracie.
I know Gracie's first pick.
Yeah, you should know her first pick. It's a pretty easy one. But so yeah, what we are drafting this week is best TV show series. Whether it's we were going to make the distinction of like mindless TV versus really focused TV or binge watching shows. We're just going to say any TV show that you really like. That's what we're going to go with. All right, so we're going to start it off. I feel like we all have kind of put together a really good list. We're going to go. I feel like we got to stick with ladies first. So we'll give Gracie the number 1 overall pick. Then Austin, the guest, gets second. Patrick, you can take third, and I'll clean it up with 4th and 5th, and then we'll sneak it. So
All right, giving yourself the first pick of the second round.
Yeah, I am.
He acts like he's like doing us a solid by taking
spot.
My first 4 picks could be taken by the time, or my first 3 picks could be taken by the time I pick. Like,
but they won't be. It's a chance that you can take.
Oh my god,
All right, Gracie.
It happened like 4 times. It's serious already. It's happened. Like, you've taken my picks. Luca took one of my picks first. Definitely Chris and Keegan took some of my picks. I don't want to hear the slander. All right, welcome, Gracie.
Thank you.
Let's see. What do you have with your first pick? Hold on. Can I say it? Because I know what it's gonna be.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Everyone here knows.
Okay.
No one told you it was gonna be this way.
My first pick is Friends.
Oh.
Iconic TV show, can't be beat. Watched it maybe 7 times through. Never.
It actually can be beat, but all right.
It's better. So go ahead.
Good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
It's a good pick. I definitely knew she was picking that. Congrats on that pick. You needed to have it on your team. I have it in the bottom half of my board, but it's a good pick.
All right, Double A, what do you got?
All right. I will go with Michael Scott. I'll take The Office. Yeah, it has to be taken. It can be put on at any point of the day or night. It's going to give everybody a laugh. If people say they don't find it funny, I don't believe them. I just think they're too mature for it. But
hold on. You want to know someone who does not find that funny?
Gracie?
No. Fran McCaffery.
I don't think Fran was their target audience when they made the show.
He thinks The Office is the stupidest show in the history of TV.
Yeah.
And we try to tell him.
But like he'll laugh at like Rambo. like when the guy Rambo goes on a killing spree, kills like 30 people, and he's like, like giggle.
Stuff that's not supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
He thinks Goodfellas. He thinks it's like a comedy. Like he thinks it's hilarious. Like we're watching Sopranos and like they break a brick over some guy's head and he busts out laughing because of some of the stuff they say.
It's a red flag, coach.
It is funny. I'm gonna be honest. It's funny, like the stuff they do, but
yeah,
good stuff. All right, Patrick.
So Austin took my first pick.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of depressing. I was really excited to pick The Office. I have the trivia game right on my desk here. All these little cards. I watched The Office probably on rerun from when I was a junior in high school till I was probably I literally did not stop watching it like anytime I watched Netflix or whatever till I was probably a sophomore in college when they took it off of Netflix. So that's devastating that he was able to take that from me. I'm one of the biggest Office fans there is. But so now my first pick is also the show that I have two favorite shows in this world. And well, dude, what do you want me to take? I have two favorite shows in this world. So my first pick is Entourage.
Whoa.
Vinny Chase, Johnny Drama, Turtle, Ari Gold. My first pick has to be Entourage. That's like with The Office. That's my other favorite show. I've watched both countless times. Know pretty much every line and every episode, and so both of them. So I'll take the Entourage as my first.
I don't want to hear any more like, oh, like you get the first pick of the second round, like blah blah blah. No, okay. The Entourage, that's my favorite show. Like,
well, Ash took my favorite show. What do you want me to do?
I'm just saying, like, I'm taking a serious hit being in last, and I don't want to.
All right.
But
Let's see what you do with it.
I'm still getting two of my other favorite show. I mean, Entourage is like my mindless TV favorite show, and then this is my other like substance TV favorite show. I'm getting two of the greatest shows of all time with my back-to-back picks. I'm gonna go number one, The West Wing. One of the all-time greats. It is unbeaten, won countless awards, great cast. Yeah, you're just not sophisticated enough to appreciate what's on the TV. It's probably the greatest drama show. It's debatable, but it's one of the greatest dramas ever. So West Wing, number one, my number one overall pick, and pick two. I mean, it's 1 and 1A because this is also critically one of the greatest shows of all time. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, second pick. That is, I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be hard for you guys to come back after that. But go ahead. You can do.
Those are two shows. The West Wing, I just don't find entertaining. I don't like it. And then Game of Thrones, I really like Game of Thrones. And then they killed the guy that's like they're building up the show for this guy to be the main character, and then they kill him. And so like I'm just like, okay, like I'm done with Game of Thrones. The show from now on makes no sense. So those are two solid picks, two popular picks. But all right, for my second pick, I'm gonna go another show that I really like, Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
Derek Morgan, Spencer Reed, trying to catch all these serial killers. I think I could work in the FBI from watching this show. Criminal Minds is something that I very much enjoy. So I think that's my second pick.
It's a good pick. It's definitely not worthy of a second round pick, but it's good.
All right. This pick is just elite. I think I might be able to get it in the fourth round, but it's not justice to pick it in the fourth round. So I have to pick it right now. Breaking Bad.
Wow.
You could have got that last.
It's an unbelievable show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. You won't be able to stop. I think I might have watched it in a month.
I watched like the first 3 episodes and I don't know.
Once you get going though, it's crazy. It's one of those shows.
I should have stuck with it. I've been told I should have stuck with it.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna like it. My sister was harping on me for like a year and a half to watch it, and then COVID happened, and then I watched it in like 2 weeks, and it's a lot of episodes and a lot of seasons.
Definitely, it's definitely a good pick. Everyone knows it's a great show. I just personally couldn't get into it, but I know that it's like, I mean, critically, it's unbeat. Like they won, I mean, countless awards. Mm-hmm. It's a great pick. But if you knew that Patrick and I didn't like the show, you probably could have gotten it.
I didn't think it was right to Breaking Bad to do that.
Yeah, you got to take it when you can. Definitely a good pick. Better than Criminal Minds. All right, Gracie, you have 2.
Okay, so my second pick is going to be Ted Lasso.
Oh my God.
That's a good one. I should have picked that one.
Watched it recently. Absolutely loved it. Just can't be beat. And then my third pick is going to be The Blacklist. Another show Connor and I have watched together. Raymond Reddington, the GOAT, Elizabeth Keene. A lot of suspenseful moments. I know the last season was controversial, but still loved it.
You know who didn't like the ending to Blacklist was Joshua Gundelay.
Really?
Neither did
to tell me about it after he watched it.
Austin hated it.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be worse than it was. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't like ideal.
Just a whole bunch of build up to be like, okay, another season. We don't know who who this guy is in her life. Only been watching for 3 years now.
But did you want it to end? Like,
I wanted answers. That's all. But it's a really good show. I love the show.
no, it's great.
All right, your turn, double A.
I have 2 picks left.
You have 3 left, but you only have 1 right now.
Okay, so we're 5 total picks.
You have 3 left. Yeah.
I'm going to go with How I Met Your Mother.
I knew that was coming.
It was my favorite show for a long, long time. Shout out Luca Garza. It's his favorite show too. We used to watch it together all the time. But gotta take it. Great show.
It's a good show. It's a good pick.
You don't like the show. You've said it multiple
I don't
times.
no, I don't like it as much as I like other shows, but I
Okay.
think it's a good, like, it's definitely, you can't argue that it's not a good show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I personally like others better, but you can't say it's not a good show.
All right, my pick.
Yeah, it's you.
I'm going to pick The Sopranos. All-time great show.
You don't even like The Sopranos. What
No,
are
I
you?
like it. I think it's funny.
No, you don't. You've never watched The Sopranos.
I don't
You
watch
just
it on my
picked
own.
just because you knew that I was gonna pick it.
Might have been why. I
You're a
picked it.
clown.
I might
You
have
are a
been.
clown.
Why are you so close to
Are
the
you in
camera,
collusion?
dude? Like,
Did you tell him to fucking pick that?
I didn't have to tell him. He just knew.
No,
I
that
thought
is,
about telling you that.
dude. Oh my god.
sorry, man.
Joke's on you. I wasn't picking that next anyway.
Right.
Just kidding. I was, but you're a clown. Oh
Go
my
ahead,
god.
Ben.
You're literally texting people. You're texting each other right now, like, oh, like, try to pick what Connor's gonna pick
Go through
first.
my phone, dude.
You've never watched. How many episodes of The Sopranos have you watched?
I watched the one, the funny one when they found out the dirt on the one guy.
Yeah. No, there you go. There you go. All right. I'm taking with my third pick. Power.
I
Yeah.
It's a good one.
should have just picked Power.
Yeah, you should have picked Power, idiot. But I will take Power. Ghost, Tommy. I'm taking the original Power, not like the new stuff they put on with horrible acting. Still entertaining, but terrible actors. Terrible. But the new stuff, the original Power was phenomenal. Great show. Taking that. The drug scene in New York City, so good. All right. And with my fourth pick, I'm going to some reality TV. We're going, actually, no, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm taking it. I'm going to go Love Island, the UK version.
Wow.
Yep.
Good one. I wondered if
Great.
anyone else was gonna think of that.
I would have left it, but I thought Gracie was going to pick it. And
I
I
know.
needed
That
it.
was
I
my
needed
next
it
one.
real bad. It's so good. Talk to anybody who watches it. So good. If you like reality TV, Love Island, the UK version. Shout out Marit, my sister. She got me into it. And now I watch it all the time. Joe Toussaint, Josh Gundele, Aaron Eulis. We all watch it and talk about it. It's definitely a
All right,
thing.
back to me. I got 2 words. Jack Bauer, 24.
Oh,
Creeping up on mine.
Jack Bauer, the ultimate character in any show, the ultimate badass. The guy was in countless life or death situations, and he was able to make his way out of every single one. He saved the president's life like 87 million times, and for some reason, we still don't want to acknowledge he's a part of the government in the show. Makes me upset. Jack Bauer, 24. Boom, 4th pick.
Dog.
we wouldn't have had any presidents left if it wasn't for Jack Bauer.
Literally, dude.
All right, back to me.
Double A. Yep.
We'll go with New Girl.
Yep. I was waiting.
Another one you can just throw on anytime. Good show.
Amazing.
Were you gonna pick it?
Yeah, that was my next one. It's okay.
It's a good pick.
All right, Gracie.
All right. This is my last pick, right? No, I have 2
You
more.
have 2.
Okay.
But yeah, these are your last 2.
I think I'm gonna go in opposition of you. I'm picking The Bachelor. You brought reality TV
Ooh.
into it.
Yeah.
I know Love Island UK has been recently like a little bit better, a little bit more interesting, but The Bachelor, I've been watching it since junior high, every season, every Monday night. So I gotta stay true to that. And then my last pick,
It's a good pick.
really throwing it back for this one, Hannah Montana.
Ooh.
Wow.
It slept on. I knew
Your
you guys
sleeper
were-
pick could
That was
change.
my sleeper pick. Yep. I know Connor
Change
loved it. I've literally walked into him watching it on Disney Plus before.
Wow.
Hannah Montana, great show.
Nobody's perfect.
There you go.
Shout out Hannah Montana.
Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate that.
Your turn, Double A.
I'm gonna go. This pick is gonna give me a rounding starting five here. I think this secures the W. Friday Night Lights.
No.
Yep. I think that secures it. I think that about locks it.
That's a really good show.
I got a drug show. I got a sports show. I got comedy. I mean, it's just feels good. Feels really good.
No, yeah, that's a great pick. That's a steal in the 5th round. What a
Yeah.
show.
Honestly,
Completely flipped my mind. It's what I
can't
get for
believe-
making a board.
Can't believe it got through.
I think Breaking Bad at 2 is a bad choice. I would have flipped them.
Breaking Bad, best show of all time.
I haven't watched it, so I guess I can't.
Okay,
name too
no,
much.
it is not the best show of all time.
It's up there, man. It's pretty dang good.
Hell no. It's a good show. It's not the best ever. I should have taken Friday Night Lights last. Oh my god, my last round. Okay. Anyways,
All right, back to me. I have 2 that I'm deciding from. One I was going to pick, but then Gracie was able to put this idea in my head when she picked Hannah Montana. So for my last pick, I'm going to pick Drake and Josh.
What was the other one I almost picked?
yeah.
That was great.
Ultimate show, arguably one of my favorite shows ever. Nothing better than the Steered Straight episode where they're in a cop car and it gets hijacked, and they have to convince the criminals that they're going to kidnap the governor. And it's just all Jefferson, Steel Flex, and Alvin Yakitori. Just an all-time great show. Drake and Josh. I've watched every episode, know every line. Drake and Josh.
The best episode is when Josh hits Oprah with his car.
That one is overrated. I did not like that episode.
Oh, I love that one.
I like that episode too.
Trying to sneak into the hospital to apologize.
That's a great because then isn't that the one where he and Josh acts like a doctor?
No, that's a different one.
Different one.
That's when Josh hurts his foot.
He's trying to hang up. Yeah, when Josh shoots his foot with the potato gun.
You could lose that foot, but I love this foot.
All right. My last pick. I have three things still left on my board. I think I'm gonna go with So I had Madam Secretary on there to get my political show in there. That is a great show, but I'm not going to take it because I already took West Wing. So I don't want 2 political shows on my board. So I'm going to go with, I also was thinking Ballers, but I have an overload of HBO shows. So I'm going to go Gossip Girl. My last pick. I have Blake Lively, Serena Vanderwoodson. We got Chuck. We got
Blair. You can't forget about
see.
Blair.
I wasn't acknowledging Blair because I don't like Blair, but Gossip Girl, it is a great show. I'm taking it as my last pick. Gossip Girl, great value in the 5th round. What do we have any honorable mentions?
The Wire.
Yeah,
I almost picked The Wire.
One Tree
Then I
Hill.
picked Drake and Josh.
Designated Survivor was creeping up there.
Patrick, I'm surprised you didn't pick One Tree Hill.
That's what I get for not making a board.
yeah, idiot. And
It
taking The
was on-
Sopranos when you don't even like the show.
Yeah,
No, I do like the show. I just haven't watched it by myself yet. I just watch it when you watch it, but I haven't just turned it on for myself.
You maybe watched 1 episode with me. Maybe.
That's not true. Because there was one night where we watched 4 of them.
I don't want to hear that. Right. Anyway, I mean, the thing about since we didn't put any kind of limit on the draft, there's too many good TV shows for anyone to really have a bad draft. I mean, I feel like it's just gonna come down to whatever people like more. I have it all written down. We'll put a poll out. We'll see what people think.
I think I won.
You didn't win. Hannah
it'll be
Montana.
close.
Hannah Montana takes you out of contention.
No, it doesn't.
I think it does.
I think it seals the deal.
Austin, decent draft. Patrick, Criminal Minds in the 2nd round takes you out of it.
Doesn't matter where I pick it as long as my other 4 picks were good.
I needed a sports show in mind. I needed Friday Night Lights bad. I was
All-American.
hanging. All American is entertaining, but God, that's bad acting. They can't act.
Movie critic Connor.
People just watch that, bro. People just watch that because all the characters are hot, literally. And I don't want to hear otherwise. Like it is really hard to watch. The high school kids that are all that there's literally 38-year-old actors portraying high school kids. Like I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah.
Anyways, Austin, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it, big dog.
Yes, sir. A lot of fun.
It's a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, you've definitely been more prepared before, but appreciate you. Gracie, thank you for
That's debatable.
Thank you for coming on for the draft.
Have Gracie.
We appreciate it. Thank you. We want to shout out Hames Homes one more time. Hames Homes provides comfort, beauty, and value in Eastern Iowa. And that does it for our episode 5 on Teed Up. Appreciate it, guys.